We're back for another AnimeInkArt live talk. So, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the show. I hope you guys had a good week, honestly, because we haven't been here since the last time we had the show last Monday. But as some of you guys know, we were at BlurCon this weekend that just passed, and it was an amazing time. Shout out to everybody that supported all the content that they saw, whether they saw me, they said hi. I really do appreciate all the love this weekend. And we're back home now and we're back doing the show. So for those that may not know what our show is about, this is Anime Inc. Live Talks, where we talk with different creators in the community about their journey in content creation and how we can support each other better in the community. So today we have very special guests, nerdcore artist slash musician, podcaster, MC Brooks. They've been in the game for a very long time, over I believe it's at least 17 years now. So definitely let's get them on the show and let's get it started. Hello.
Howdy, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Of course. And how was your weekend? I know you also were at BlurCon as well.
It was a great deal of fun. My legs are exhausted. I jokingly told someone earlier I need a sensu bean to kind of get myself back to health. But it was an amazing weekend. It's my favorite weekend. I've been going to cons for 20 years. This is my favorite thing to go to every year, and I look forward to it. And I had a great deal of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like feeling sore because I was in cosplay and
Yeah,
shoes
me
too
too.
tight and like I actually did dance panels, so my body's like, oh well, but it is what it
Well, I
is.
know exactly how it is.
But again, I just want to thank you for reaching out, wanting to be
Yeah,
part of the show. I really do appreciate it.
sure.
And for those that may not know who you are, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is MC Brooks. I'm a DC native, rapper, podcaster, occasional cosplayer, proud blurred for 38 years plus. I've been making music for over 20 years. I've been releasing music for about 17 years. Um, and I love to create and get into the art of just making stuff about the stuff that I like, whether it's podcasts about my anime, the anime and games that I like, or music about the anime and games and comics that I like. So
Yeah, that's definitely true. And first, I wanted to start off with what got you into loving all things nerdy? Because I feel like it ties into the music and
yeah.
everything like that. And what got you into loving all things nerdy and like anime, comics, games, and how was it for you growing up, especially as a blurred? And how do you feel now that you get to do what you love and show that, but you have others that
hmm
you can interact with in the community that love it as well?
I would say so. For me, it started young. I have an older sister, and my parents brought her a Sega Genesis when I was young. There's about a 10-year gap between us, and
Mhm.
so she got a whole bunch of games, and one of the first games she got was Sonic 2. Um, and so it started with doing the thing that a lot of siblings do with here's your second controller that may or may not be plugged in. You can be Tails.
Mhm.
But then low key, I found myself like kind of coming home. Like when I would get home from school, I'd be like, well, I'm gonna see if I can sneak on real quick, and then I would play Sonic 2, and then from there I started playing some of the other games. And then you have friends and whatnot. So I also got into superheroes. I was very big into Batman
Mhm.
when I was young. I've and also watched a lot of the was it Batman the animated series I got really into, and then from there it was just kind of like a steady progression of from there getting into Power Rangers and just kind of whatever was on TV and seemed cool, I wanted to check it out. And funny enough, the first anime I ever saw was Ronin Warriors, which later
Mm.
is now
Reboot.
a reboot under their original name.
Mhm.
But that was the first anime I saw, and I didn't know that it was anime. All I know is like this looks so different than every other cartoon I've
Yeah.
ever seen, and I need to know what this is. And then like I didn't know anyone else who really knew it other than like my cousin, so like it just kind of died.
Mhm.
Then I got into Pokemon. I was part of the Pokemon wave. I had my red and blue. Um, Digimon, Monster Rancher, Yu-Gi-Oh, like all of that stuff. All obviously got caught in the Dragon Ball Z and then Tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I like that stuff, but it really wasn't until my two best friends were talking about Adult Swim,
Mm-hmm.
and the first anime that like hooked me was
Yeah.
Inuyasha. Was Inuyasha? Funny enough.
Yeah.
And then from there it was like, okay, I need more. I need to consume as much of this as I can. And it's just been a steady, just like wanting to find more things that are interesting, good storytelling, obviously good animation, and just all the things. Because if you just has one of those things that'll hook me, you have two or more, I'm probably going to be a fan. And I would say, as far as growing up too, I mean, obviously it was a very different time. I grew up in the 90s. I went to high school in the 2000s. Now I myself wasn't bullied, but I know a lot of people who, did, kind of get comments thrown at them.
Mm-hmm.
I even had people, I went to a Catholic high school. I had people who used to say I was reading anime porn at school and whatnot to try to get me in trouble
Oh my god.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like once I had my tribe, like I kind of didn't really care about what other people thought, because it was like, yeah, I can talk to them about, hey, who would win in the fight between Goku and Supersonic. Like I, like I none of that stuff really mattered. So because of the tribe I had, I felt like they kind of insulated me from a lot of the negative experiences that people had, because I just had my friends that I could talk about this stuff with and nerd out with about the stuff that I like without feeling like I was going to be othered necessarily for liking these things.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I wanted to ask because you have some amazing music, like
Thank
from
you.
your rap, and then also when you were part of surviving, Gaia, and
Oh,
you
sorry,
mentioned
guy. Yeah, my band. Yeah.
yeah, and I love that it was like a fusion of like rap slash rap slash alternative rock, and then you
Hmm.
had the song like "Don't Lose Hope," and we're gonna get
Hmm.
into like all of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
what got you into music in general?
So I took a kind of backwards route into it. I was a writer before I was a rapper.
Mm.
I wrote a lot of fan fiction in middle school. Like, not, I mean, most of it didn't see the light of day, but I wrote a lot of fan fiction. Um, but I was around people who made music, but I myself, didn't really think about like translating, like trying my hand at doing it. I liked being able to free form to just tell stories in universes that I liked, make up my own.
Mhm.
And then I got hurt. I played sports when I was in eighth grade. I played football. I got hurt,
Mhm.
and while I was hurt, I kind of got to like dive a bit more into writing, and from there, it kind of evolved into like poetry. It's like this could be a cool thing to try my hand at. And as I was, when you're younger, you're trying to figure out your own taste in things. Like, oh, what kind of songs do I like? What kind of music do I gravitate towards?
Mhm.
And I think Lincoln Park, funny enough, was one of the first groups that kind of
Yeah.
got me really interested in like trying my hand at rapping. So
Mhm.
between the friends that I had and then like the music I was coming across, I wanted to just try to find a way to like express myself, like in a that was a bit more of a challenge than just writing stories at the time.
Mhm.
And I tried my hand at it, and I mean, the first thing I ever wrote was obviously terrible. Um, but I liked the feeling I got from like doing it, because it seemed just like a really cool thing to do. And then the second thing I wrote was this really cringy song called Anime Rap,
Yeah.
which was just like, hey, I'm just gonna name drop characters from things that I've been watching. And like most of the lines were completely nonsensical, but I also like the joy that I got from it. I was like, this is a different kind of fun than writing stories. Like, this actually challenges me to be a bit more concise with like whatever idea I have or thought or feeling. And so from there, I just kind of messed around with in high school. I messed around with it a lot, but I mostly kept it to myself because I was an introvert. So I didn't want to share too much with people. I was in a Linkin Park ripoff band way back way back then too. And then eventually I ventured solo, and yeah, I just kind of kept my hand at trying things until I got to a point where, I was obsessed with Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Yeah.
So when I got Rock Band, I was like, oh, I have a microphone. I can plug this in my computer and I can record things now. And so early on, I was like, okay, that's a barrier overcome now. Now I have a way to actually make the stuff. And yeah, then from there, it's just been, kind of inching away at just finding how to do the thing that I want to know how to do,
Mhm.
and doing it, and putting it out there against my better judgment.
But I mean, you've been doing amazing. I'm trying to listen as much as I could, and it's
Hmm.
really good stuff. And
Appreciate that.
yeah, definitely. And I actually wanted to talk about surviving Gaia because I think it's
Hmm.
really cool what you guys are doing with like the fusion, because it's something that you see but not in the way that you guys have done it. So what
Hmm.
inspired you guys to start the group?
So me and Cody go back 20 years. If you or anyone watching is a Linkin Park fan, then you will remember Mike Shinoda's side project Fort Minor,
Hmm.
that he did, with Remember the Name, Where'd You Go. Me and Cody met on the Fort Minor fan forums in like 2006, 2007. And at the time, he rapped. And just over the years, we collaborated, just always kept in contact. And he eventually he transitioned from doing rap to like making more alternative music. He played in different bands and whatnot over the years, has done a lot of solo stuff. And I've always had an affinity for that. I've tried to start bands over the years. It was always a grand failure trying to manage people's expectations or how committed they were to actually being in it. So, just over the years, we'd always kept in contact. We had collaborated kind of here or there. And then about 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I wrote the verses for "Don't Give Me Hope" because I wanted to, I've been doing straight hip hop for a while. I wanted to try my hand at kind of branching out to other genres. And even though I make hip hop music, rock music has always been my first love.
Hmm.
I listen to more rock music than probably anything, and so I've always had just a big affinity for the genre, for the subgenre, for the way that it blends with other genres like rap in particular. And you know, I was like, I want to get someone on this, but I'm not really sure where to go. And me and Cody had kind of like we DM on Instagram from time to time. So I actually just hit him up and I was like, "Hey, man, because he posts his stuff on TikTok primarily, does a lot of really amazing covers of like Sleep Token and Breaking Benjamin and Linkin Park." And so I hit him up and was like, "Hey, man, like, do you want to work on this song with me? Like, I have a lot of stuff figured out, but I'm open to whatever ideas you may have." And I sent him the demo. He sent it back to me. We kind of played around with some of the lyrics and whatnot in the chorus and some of the effects with in the bridge area. And it
Hmm.
was like, wow, we made something that was good. And then
Yeah.
I did like a little focus test
Hmm.
where I took the song and I sent it to some people I know without telling them that it was me, that I was on it. And without telling, I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And got feedback. And a lot of people were like, whoa, y'all sound really great together, and
Yeah.
that's a really dope song. And so from there, like me and him had talked and was like, hey, like, do you want to try to maybe do it again and see what happens? So we made the other song we have out, Phantoms. That was the second song we made together.
Hmm.
Tonally very different, but process was kind of similar in how it got constructed. And so then from there, it was like, yeah, let's just go for it. Like, we've been friends for all this time. We know how to communicate. We know we work well together. We know how each other works. So let's do it.
Hmm.
And from there, we have been playing around with writing different types of songs with trying to put stuff together to form an EP.
Hmm.
And that's been kind of a fun process as well. And I would say secondarily, like the other reason is also because, from 2021 to like now, we've been in a real renaissance of Black people in all music.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all that's it's been really inspiring to kind of also look at now and see people that look like us. I mean, shoot, we just had the Sunday service Black Rock concert at BlurredCon yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really amazing. I had a great time at it, and like
Yeah.
stuff like that was like extra motivating. Of like, oh yeah, no, I 100% want to keep doing this too. I'll still have my solo music for for that, but I 100% want to try my hand at doing this, and that's kind of how we got started.
That's awesome. And I wanted to ask what has been some of like the lessons you've learned along the way to keep going? Because I know like from seeing through your page, there's times where you have to have breaks due to things, personal
Yeah,
things going
yeah,
on. And like you recently are getting back into, really pushing out your music and really
mm-hmm,
going back to,
for
events,
sure.
to get back to life. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say what are some of the lessons that whether you learn every year or whatever the case may be, just to perfect your craft or get back into it, when things get rough.
The first thing I've been telling myself, and shout out my therapist, but like anxiety is a liar. Like this whole notion that no one is watching or no one cares that of what you're doing, it is simply not true. And it's taken me a long time to get to the point of understanding that whether or not people are actually commenting or liking or sharing, like they are watching. People are looking at what you're doing, and you don't know what good favor can come to you from just putting it out there and letting it go wherever it's going to go. That was a part of the reason that like the first year I got to perform at BlurredCon, like I got that opportunity from just posting my stuff on TikTok for a bunch of months way back then. Quinta Brunson liked one of my videos. I
Yes,
mean
I saw
that
that.
I made a meme about Janine and Greg, and next thing you
Yeah.
know, she done liked and favorited my song, and I'm like, oh, oh, we up now. Let's go. But that like I would say like it's always to keep going and like don't listen to the anxiety. I have this phrase I like to tell others, but also remind myself like don't fight the solution. If I know the solution is to create, then I need to create. I don't need to tell myself to not do the thing that I know is gonna bring me joy. That's not gonna bring me happiness. Lean into the things. Lean into community. Lean on others. I'm not as much of a burden as I might convince myself that I am because I have personal things happening. Your village exists so that they can help lift you back up. One of the things in this country in particular, we fall, we get so caught up in like the individual, like it has to be you have to do it on your own. But the truth is most of us have never done anything on our own. We're products of the environment around us, of the community that's around us, of the opportunities that present themselves and being able to take advantage of those. So whenever that's the biggest thing is lean on my community. And for the last year or so, that's something I've been doing as I've undergone kind of a bit of a life transition among other things. And it's resulted in me making some of the best stuff of my career. I did there's a festival I did last year that I've been trying to do for 15 years. I grew up going to it, and I finally got to get on stage at it.
Hmm.
That was amazing. And
Hmm.
so yeah, like lean on your community, push through the negativity, whatever you have to tell yourself to keep going, and just put it out there. We need it more than ever. We need it now.
No, yeah, that's a great reminder because even when like whether you're making content or music and stuff
Hmm.
like that, you either you have some months or it could be a year or something like that where you're just like, man, I'm getting slapped around, like I don't know,
Yep.
you know.
It seems like no one cares. If I were to drop off the earth, no one's
So
gonna care. And it's like,
but
yeah,
no, it's like they actually like people
hmm,
actually do care, and like when they show
yeah,
you that, it like really does something for you. So I'm glad that like you're at that point. And I also wanted to talk about because how you're a podcaster as well,
yeah,
about the show The Overflow, and
yeah,
they have it on the Great Geek Refuge.
yes, yeah.
And I wanted to ask, so first, what made you start The Overflow? And how did you get the opportunity for it to be part of like that, that particular
Mhm.
company and have it streamed there?
So I went to college for radio production. I did a senior project on podcasting, like before podcasting was this whole industry that it was now.
Mhm.
So I've been doing podcasts since roughly 2010, 2011 ish. Um, and I didn't start out necessarily wanting to get into it, but I fell in love with like radio and with doing shows like this does, because it's like these are fun and therapeutic, and it gives you a real opportunity to connect with people and to talk about things that you love or enjoy, or just get points across. So I've been doing podcasting, for a number of years. Post college, I was on Blog TV. If anyone remembers that, I was on Blog TV back in the day. I did Blog Talk Radio as part of a different network. I did just freelance stuff, and then I kind of fell out of it for a while. And then I want to say, circa what year was that? 2018. Yeah, 2018 it was, because my anniversary of connecting with Mike, who runs a Greek Geek Refuge, was actually about a week and a half ago. And I actually found him being nosy on someone I follow on Twitter's page. They had a link up there to a show that they did, and I was being nosy one day. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I went to the website. I was like, "Oh, this seems cool." I'm kind of looking to get back into into doing something like this. And so they had a little form at the bottom where I put my information in. I did an interview with Mike, who was the editor in chief at this other place, but it quickly devolved from an interview to just us talking about nerd stuff. Because as soon as it was like, "Oh, you like that stuff too?" It just immediately went left, and next thing you know, we're having Flash and Green Lantern talks.
Yeah.
And so me and him really got close, and so we started out at a different network. And
Mhm.
I originally launched the Overflow there, but when he left that network to kind of focus on GGR, I went over with him to kind of help build it up, because GGR at the time only had like one podcast really, which was the kind of the main one. So I came over. There were people who wrote articles and whatnot for it, but it was kind of like a fledgling thing. And our whole mission thing, our whole mission statement, which is part of the reason I knew that I wanted to be part of it, is being an ambassador to geekdom, right? That so many fandom and online spaces are toxic,
Yeah.
and and people gatekeep the wrong stuff.
Yep.
You should want to bring people in to be part of the thing, so they can see why you like the things you like, and maybe they'll get into it. A
Mhm.
lot in my life, I feel like I've converted so many people to nerddom, not because they themselves were into it, but they see how much I love it, how much I can talk about it, how much it has impacted my life in a positive way, and they're like, "Oh, I should maybe check that out."
Mhm.
And some of them have gone on, and now they do content in this space, or they are cosplayers now. So I love the idea of just not being a toxic space for people, but a place where you can come, and it doesn't matter whether you know everything there is to know about Spider-Man, or if you can tell me exactly what Peter Parker was wearing in on page 8 in the arc from 1984. Like,
Mhm.
whatever degree of your fandom is, like, there should be a hub for you to be able to come and celebrate. And so that's what made me really want to engage with it. I'm like, we can really grow this into something. And so from there, I launched the Overflow. I became part of the main flagship show as well, which I've also been doing since 2018. And yeah, it's been that's been a true test of patience, but a true test of like staying the journey, even if it's not producing the immediate results. Because we've gotten to a point now where I go to cover all of these conventions. I've gotten to talk to and interview some really amazing people, and the people who have joined our community, like, we're not the biggest community in the world, but
Mhm.
people feel welcome, and they know, hey, if we need recommendations of like where, how can I get started in D&D, where's a good place to start if I want to read more Wonder Woman, or if I want to watch this thing. people feel comfortable coming to us and engaging with us in our group and in our on our Patreon and just kind of everywhere else we are. And that has been very fruitful, and that is a thing that keeps me going in, you know, in continuing to be on the podcast and produce the content, even if it feels like no one is watching. um, we've gotten some really great accolades and some really great commentary and fanfare from folks, and it's been a really great, you know, a great journey to go to, like aside from just the music.
That's awesome. And also, speaking of that, this is like going way back, but
Okay.
I know in like
No, so
2021,
good.
because I'm like you brought because how I brought up the podcast, and I know
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
Great Geek Refuge was like selected to host the very first panel, and you got to be a part of the panel at AwesomeCon.
At
So I
Awesome
wanted to
Con, yeah.
ask, how was that experience? 'Cause I know that was like probably one of the first things like where you like went to a convention to do those type of like that type of thing, especially for the podcast.
Hmm.
So how was that experience for you?
So, fun fact. So I actually did not get to be on the panel
Mm,
because of some behind the scenes drama that
mm,
happened between someone who used to be a part of our community who was
oh,
being very spiteful and petty.
mm,
Um, but even with that, it was because I was still there. I still showed up because I wanted to support my guys, and I still, you know, got to be part of it without being up there with them. And really, it felt like, you know, a true like reward of like the stuff we had been doing. You know, we very early on recognized, especially in 2020,
mm,
after, you know, after having dealt with like Trump and COVID, that like more than anything we needed to make sure that we stood for something. Like, people want to make sure if they're supporting us that we're not like supporting mess, that we're not supporting anything, any racism or homophobia or none of that stuff. So we took very principled stances to say, you know, like, we're not a safe space if you're someone who wants to do any of that. Like, we are open to any and all people in our community. And we were supposed to do our panel in 2020, but then COVID happened. So
mm,
for it to get invited back the following year just really felt like, okay, we're doing stuff the right way. Like, they're paying attention. You know, a very big convention in the area is paying attention, and they want us to be part of what they're doing because they see the value in what we do. And that's coming after, you know, we had done a few free comic book day appearances, some different live podcasts around the DC area.
mhm,
Excuse me.
mhm,
And so it felt like everything culminated in getting to the panel. And once we got to the panel, even without being up there, we had a good turnout, and we had a boatload of people who wanted to talk to us afterwards about, you know, what we do, how they could be part of, you know, how they could be part of our stuff, because we are open. You know, if you wanted to just write an article for the website, like, you can. We have the space for it. We are not gatekeeping in that way. If you want to know how to host your own podcast, we'll show you how to do it.
mm,
And you can, you know, if you want to be part of the network, then, you know, by all means, we'll provide all the resources and tools to kind of help you do it. And like I said, it's been the response to just everything has just been wonderful. So even though I didn't get to be on stage for the panel itself, the aftermath of it was really great. And so I feel very happy that we still did it despite the other circumstances.
oh yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I wanted to say, what so before I get into some of the songs and like the inspirations
Sure.
behind them, um, do you have a favorite song? I feel like that's hard. You've been doing this for a long time.
Do I have a favorite song?
I don't usually ask it, but I'm
Ooh.
curious. I'm curious
Hmm.
actually.
I, I would say honestly, this a song I'm most proud of that I still wish kind of got more push was the
Mhm.
song I put out 3 years ago. Where My Weeb's At.
Oh,
One, that's a song I'm particularly proud of because, one, I felt like I was showing my age a little bit as an elder otaku myself. You know, I'm like, anime is not just for the young folks. Like some of us are out here. Like I watched the original Hellsing series. Like
Oh my god, yes.
I've seen the OG Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
that you can't the version that you can't find anymore because it's not out there. Like I'm an OG in this space, man. Like I need to rep. I've watched anime in multiple parts on YouTube. I used to go to Suncoast to buy DVDs. Like, come on now. Like I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So that's a song that, like, whenever I do live shows, regardless of the crowd, I perform it because I get such a joy in performing it. One, partially because it's a throwback to a song I know people are familiar with.
Mm.
But also because I really get to kind of nerd out in a way and be older in a way that is that's a lot of fun. So that if I had to pick one, I would say that one is definitely one of them. But
That, that,
I love all of them, to be fair.
but to be honest, that's fair. That's very
Yeah,
fair, especially like the way you explained it. That's very fair. That's a good answer, honestly.
yeah.
And actually, I wanted to talk about the song you made, Emeralds, because it's rare.
Emeralds, yes.
Yeah, it's rare. Well, not many people touch Sonic that often. A few, but like you chose Knuckles, so, specifically.
Hmm.
And what inspired you to make the song, based on Knuckles, and how did you feel about the response after you released the music video? Because you had a music video for the song.
Yeah. Hmm. Knuckles is my favorite character in Sonic. He's been my favorite guy like since I read the cringy Ken Pender stuff with Archie back in the day.
Mm,
I've cosplayed Knuckles. That was one of my OG cosplays from a few years ago.
mm,
Um, and so really, when I was trying to write songs about stuff that I know I love, like people that know me as the Sonic guy, like on my socials. I
yeah.
don't know how many people tag me when the trailers for anything Sonic come out, and it's like, hey, have you seen this for the movie, game, whatever the case may be? A lot of people know me as the Sonic guy. So I was like, I can't be like I can't make songs and I'm making references to Steven Universe and Superman, and like I don't have anything for like my own my own fandom that I've been a part of. Literally my gateway into the rest of this.
Yeah.
So I tried to think of something. I was like, okay, well, hey, emeralds are fun. Like, that's their staple of that universe. So I was like, I can try to do something with that. And
Mm,
so I put out an EP in 2018 called Dark Dawn, where I
mhm,
have a song on there called Power Up. And from there, when I did Emeralds, I was like, well, Emeralds are what characters in this universe use to power up. So I'm like, this can be kind of a spiritual sequel to that, but this is going to be directly Sonic related. That one was not didn't have as many references, but like this one is specifically going to be that. So I just searched for beats that kind of I felt like fit the mood of what I wanted to go for, because that song does have at least two previous iterations that are not public. Like no one else has ever heard them before. But the version that is out there is the version that is my favorite, is the version that I love. And yeah, so I basically just wanted to just do my rapper things. Like I'm gonna talk my trash, but I'm gonna use my Sonic bars, but I'm gonna also have something to say. Mad people that got love for me, that celebrate my dub for me, got mad haters that uh give me hate and open their heart like Crush 40. Like if you're a Sonic fan, Crush 40. Made the iconic Live and Learn and Open Your Heart themes from the OG. So I just kind of did my thing with it. And as far as the music video, I
mm,
mean, Knuckles is a treasure hunter in the games, so him searching for the emeralds just kind of made sense.
mhm,
So I don't have them over. I don't have them. They're in my bag, but I actually have Chaos Emeralds, the ones that are in the video. And so I just got the idea with my videographer, and I was like, hey, I would want to do a video for this song, and it'll just be like I'm treasure hunting, trying to find the Chaos Emeralds. He normally is the Master Emerald because he's the Guardian, but I was like, people get the point. Like, this works. And so just did it. Shot it on a very hot summer day at Cromwell Park out in Baltimore. But it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I felt like I did what I needed to do for the song to work, and the reaction was good. Like people have said some really fun things, and whenever I do that song live, that's one that even if they don't know the hook,
Mm-hmm.
they like, I see them like trying to mouth it like as after they've heard it the first time, like yellow, green, blue, red, and white, emeralds, emerald. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. That's usually my favorite part.
I mean, that does sound cool for like people to like sing that, especially when
Yeah,
you're at like your shows and everything.
yeah.
And I actually wanted to talk about like going fast forward to like the most recent EP, The Dead Roses, and
Dead
like
Roses. Yep.
what the significance of it is.
Okay, so Dead Roses is significant for a couple of reasons. One, that project I released in 2018 was the last like full a body of work that I put out. And so Dead Roses was kind of born out of I want to do something. It was in many ways it was kind of a therapy release, I would say. I was it was because I recorded the entire thing in about a week. Like
Mm-hmm.
all those were made in about a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I was kind of creatively frustrated. I was going through a lot like personally, and it just like not a real great place. And so kind of what I was alluding to earlier, I was like, don't fight the solution. Go create something. Like make something.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I have a YouTube playlist full of like different beats that I find that I save in order to come to whenever I want to try to write something. And I really like that kind of that lo-fi jazzy sound that I
Mm-hmm.
found from the producer Inglis, who did two of the songs. And so no, he did three of the songs. And so from there, I just kind of let a lot of it just kind of flow through me. I was like, all of that emotion that I was feeling at the time, just kind of let it all just come out of me over it. And I wanted to challenge myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a world class gold medal Olympic procrastinator. Um, I can talk myself out of doing things in a consistent timeline with a quickness.
Okay.
Um, and so I wanted to prove to myself, I'm like, no, you finished it, get it mixed, let's
Mm-hmm.
put it out and be done with it. Like let's not hold on to it. Let's do it, let's put it out and let's be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I had everything, because that EP was also supposed to be 5 songs, it's only 4, because one of the songs that I made um, is a song that will be out in maybe like a month or two, about Expedition 33, which is one
Mm-hmm.
of my favorite games from last year.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't fit the mood of the other songs, so I took it off because that was
Mm-hmm.
originally supposed to be the ending song. But those like releasing that was meant to be a challenge, just a challenge to myself to like actually complete a body of work. And I kind of settled on the name Dead Roses because so many of the themes on it kind of surround love in some form or fashion. Like the first song, Enough, is like wanting to feel like I'm enough of a person for someone or for people. Ultimate Life Form is because, which is a Shadow the Hedgehog reference to the people who don't know. But it was mainly kind of like a feeling like a void. Like part of Shadow's arc is he has this whole like existential crisis because he learns that his memories are implanted. He can't even trust what a life that he thought he lived. And for me, having gone through an existential crisis or two, I was
Yeah.
like, perfect. It's because that song was originally conceptualized like during COVID. World is ending. Um, had it all kind of similar. That was kind of me coming to a reckoning with like my past with like dating and relationships, the ways that I've fallen short of perfection, ways in which I've wanted to try and get better, in navigating that. And the clown, which is the clown. The clown, I would say, is probably also up there with maybe my favorite songs ever.
Mhm.
That song is written about being an artist, being a creative, right? We live in a time now where so many people, they want to consume the art, but they don't have so little regard for the people that made it and what went into the making of it. As creatives, we pour so much of ourselves into the things we make that, sometimes like no one knows that, I had to bed rot for 4 days after I got this thing out of me because that took all my energy. But once the product is out there, you don't get to choose how people consume it or what happens to it. And so that I kind of likened it very much to, like, you think about the circus clown. No one cares about the circus clown, but his job is to entertain you. He wants to keep you smiling because he has a smile on his face, even if the person inside is actually not smiley or happy at all. Much like the rest of us as creators, like, we may not be happy or in a good place, but we feel like we have such an obligation to share our art with the world, to put it out there, just in hopes that it may touch someone or resonate with someone, that that someone else can not feel maybe the way that you have been made to feel, and so you stick to it. And so I wrote that, and that also felt like a very apt point to, like, kind of end on too, which is why it's like the last song on it as well. I feel like it was just a good place to end it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think and I saw that like it got a lot of response as well, coming out and how appreciative you were. So I feel like people
Very
are
shocker.
resonating with it.
It was a big shocker. I mean, you never know what stuff is going to work with some people. Like, you
Mhm.
put stuff out there, and you never know. Like, you think you put you a song that doesn't take you very long to make, you put it out there, and that's like the song that, like, everyone likes. You put one out there that you've spent, time slaving over, and all of it, and, like, it doesn't seem like anyone, like, resonates with it, or it doesn't seem like it's getting the push. So, like, you never I really had no clue that that was going to resonate. I'm happy that it did, because that is part of also what keeps me going, is that knowing that someone is being touched by what it is that I do. And that's been with, like, some of the regular nerdcore stuff that I've done, and with this as well. Like, it has touched people, and stuff like that just also lets me know that regardless if I ever, like, get famous or have, like, a big, name, become a big name or anything, that this journey has been worth it.
Mhm.
As far as I'm concerned, this journey has been worth it, because I've met some amazing people, I've performed in front of some amazing crowds, and, like, my music is heard all around the globe. And 14-year-old me writing his first thing ever would have died at the thought that someone over in Switzerland, in Japan, in Germany, or down
Yeah.
in Brazil are, like, listening to my stuff on purpose.
That's very true if you think about it. You're like,
Yeah,
wow, there's other people in other areas that like I don't even live in that resonate with the stuff when I thought maybe they didn't. So yeah, I definitely
yeah,
understand that.
yeah.
And I also want to talk about, well, two songs, the Continue
Okay.
and Saturday AM Special. Cause I know, I guess I'll start with Saturday AM Special because I know that was like when you end up moving and you gave like
Hmm.
kind of like an update in a song. So like
Yeah.
um I know for some people, like some people at some point they may reach that point where they want to put in the music, but
Hmm.
sometimes it can be a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
What gave you that push to create a Saturday AM Special?
So first, the title. The title is a Sonic reference for people
Yeah.
who also don't know. The Saturday M Sonic cartoon with him and the Freedom Fighters. But I
Mm,
chose that title because that is some like it, in going through my life story. That is a time that I'm very nostalgic for. And I want to say back in 2007, maybe 2008. I wrote this song called TikTok. That was really just about my nostalgia, and, like, being unsure of just, like, what's next for me. I missed the days that came before, and what's coming next. That song never actually came out. However, the hook of Sad AM Special was taken from that. I reworked it for the version that we got. And ultimately, I kind of just wanted to be personal, like I feel like that part of the fun of doing this is also people getting to know who I am as a person. Like, I can make references to things, but also like, here is me. Like, this is, I was born in DC. I grew up there. I went to Dell State for college. Um, and then the song kind of ends in my, like, with me in the middle of my in my early 20s at least. And it really was just like wanting to be vulnerable and sharing a part of myself, but also kind of being reflective in the way of just like, I remember so many things that happened in my life so vividly. It really is like, where did the time go? I remember uh, sitting in the auditorium playing Pokemon with my friends. The first time I got I got a Charizard, right? Like, I remember meeting my friends in college for the first time, doing all this fun stuff we did. Like, I remember these things very vividly. So I just wanted to get real nostalgic, talk about a time that I remember, while also just kind of dealing with that too. Just feeling of like, where did the time go? Before you know it, you look up and I'm 38 now. And it's like, whoa, when did this happen? I was just in college yesterday. Like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
And so it's a wild thing, but that was largely the inspiration for that. Just getting nostalgic and wanting to just kind of share my story. I don't talk a lot about myself online a lot. My online presence is very curated. It's like, like, you have to actually be friends with me on Facebook to see certain things, my other socials as well. And but for the people I know who listen, I was like, this can be a way for, hey, this is me. This is where I'm from, where I grew up, and here's how I got to here.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. It's relatable in a sense because I can relate to that. I don't really share personal things on the
Oh,
internet. Like you say, it's curated, but like if people get close to you, then that's a different story. I'm the
yeah.
same. I'm the same way. Everybody's different, but I can understand that. Like wanting to put it
Yeah.
in the music or put it in a song. Like if you do that, it makes sense.
Yeah. And what was the other one you asked me about? I think it was continue.
Yeah.
You continue. Okay. So, continue. Continue is a song I wrote for myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, to basically remind myself of like, like, the idea of quitting being a creative is such a ridiculous thing.
Mm.
It is absolutely ridiculous, because I like a lot of other creatives, like, I've gone through my stages of like, maybe I'll just quit, maybe I'll just never do this again, maybe I'll just go get a corporate job and just say F being creative, whatever the case may be. And ultimately, I always find my way back to being creative in some way, shape, or form. Like, it never fails. I could never walk away from this, even if I wanted to. This is literally the longest relationship I have had, is this with my music. And so then for me, I wrote it to be like, it's ridiculous to quit. But also, I've had, sometimes people, when you run into them for the first time in a while, when they ask that question of like, oh, are you still doing your little music thing? Is that still a thing? I'm just like, yes, of course. Yeah, like, yes. If you know me, I'm still doing this. And so I wanted to phrase it like, again, another retro reference. When, if you are terrible at arcade games and you die, continue comes up with the countdown. And so I kind of wanted to use that as a reference of being like, yes, I want to, like, yes, of course I want to continue. And then I just kind of from there, just kind of used it as a way to kind of talk about myself, and how far I've come. That's why the opening lines are like, really the fact that I'm here is amazing. 36 years, like, that's all intentionally kind of as like a reminder of like, hey, I really have been doing this, for a while, and I've actually done so much cool stuff when I sit and think about like, oh, I performed in this city this person has heard my music. I got to chat with it. Like most people don't do one
Yeah.
of these things, and I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten to do a lot more than a lot of other people who have been trying their hands at music. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, oh yeah, I need to remind myself of this, and then also remind myself of like what this is. And I used a One Piece reference in the middle of it.
Mm.
One because I do love One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I am one of the um, I am one of the Jehovah's Witnesses of the anime community. Um, but I wanted to use it because a thing I've been saying about One Piece is also kind of emblematic of how I feel about doing this, which is for me, it's all about the journey. I don't watch One Piece because I'm just trying to get to the end and finish it. I'm along for the journey. I'm enjoying the journey where it's taking me. Musically, same ordeal. It's not about just like some figurative end goal.
Yeah.
I love the journey. The journey has been wonderful. Seeing people dance to something I made in my room is is like I never could have fathomed that, and it blows my mind, to see that happen. You know, a festival I did last year,
Mm-hmm.
this adorable little 4-year old coming up to the front of the stage, wanting to dance to all my songs. It was the cutest thing ever. I'm like, that is worth it. Like just that reaction is worth it to me. And so continue is very much a matter of just a reminder to myself and also to others, but especially to myself to like enjoy the journey. I'm enjoying the journey. And so long as I'm here, I'm going to be on the journey. I'm going to be a creative. This talk of like quitting or not doing music is actually offensive.
Mm.
So it shouldn't even really be a thought. And if it is a thought, then you should be offended by the fact that I'm still here doing it now. Doesn't matter if I'm 38 and still rapping or whatever people have to say. It's like I'm still here doing it because I'm an artist. I'm a creative. This is
Mhm.
what I love to do. I'm going to do the things that I love to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And one thing, the song "Superior" is a diss track but make it nerdcore, and I'm like, I wanted
Ah,
to ask you like what
oh,
made you do because
okay.
it's interesting because I'm like,
I mean, okay. I'm gonna edit the story a little bit, but yeah, okay. So, I was dating someone a couple years ago, and my first letter begins with the letter M,
mhm,
and their ex boyfriend's name is close to mine, also starts with the letter M. So it became kind of an inside joke when I'm like, okay, well, I'm the superior M, like come on now. And so, but then like over time, that person got involved in a lot of effery, a lot of mess, a lot of nonsense, was being real disrespectful towards the person I was dating at the time and our relationship and whatnot too. He didn't like me or care for me at all, which I mean, like whatever. And so for me, you know, I'm a nonviolent person. I haven't been in a fight since I was like 12. So I was never at no point was I going to put hands on this person. However, I wanted them to know like when it comes to the two of us, like is this it's no contest. You are not on my level in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And especially because I know you like anime, I'm going to I mean, I was going to do it anyway, but now I'm gonna especially do it and be extra disrespectful to with it. And so that's how I made sure to just kind of reference stuff in there. I mean, trying to find words that rhyme with superior was kind of hard a little bit, but we made it work. You know, we made it work. Hey, I love Final Fantasy. Yep, you ain't got the materia, bro. I'm I I'm the Faraga to your fire. We are not the same. It's you, you need more MP to get on my level, right? You need more mana to get on my point to get on my level. You're not there yet. And then black clovers, like don't speak to me like the Silvas, like right? Because I think I was watching Black Clover and I was at that part in the story where they were offended by a commoner Asta raising his voice to speak
mm,
to them,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you like, you know what? I'm not an elitist, but in this case, this reference will work. So, and so from there, I was just like, I just need to see how disrespectful I can get, and just like really be over the top with it. Along with like pointing out the fact that like again, we are not the same. You are someone that's abusive to women. We are absolutely not on the same level in that regard. Yeah, I definitely not. So, like really, the only caveat I have with that song is Kendrick Lamar taught me that I did not hate hard enough. So clearly, I need to do the superior remix because Kendrick told me that I should have hated harder for 3.5 minutes. Right? I did not get as disrespectful as I possibly could have. But even with that, um, just in general, the song like that song has resonated a lot. That song actually got me booked at a show that I was not going to be booked at because the guy who was headlining heard it and was like, "Oh, you need to. I want you to come perform." And so yeah, and that song is one of my favorites to actually do because of how energetic and kind of high energy it is, and it's like a perfect kind of segue when I'm performing live and going from the more mellow stuff into the okay, we're about to get the energy up. We're gonna do this one, shonen, where my weaves at, back to back to back. I'm gonna need all the
Mm.
water in the world, but we are gonna rap, and we're gonna get the energy going right now. Anime bars supreme.
And I wanted to ask because I know on the socials you call yourself an amateur cosplayer, but you did some really good, you did pretty good
Thank you.
cosplays. Like the
Thank you.
I believe like Moon
Moon
Knight
Knight.
you
Yep. Moon
did as
Knight. Yeah.
well, and the Knuckles, and there's a few other ones that I saw. So what got you into cosplaying and doing it when you get the chance? Because you're busy with other things right
Mm-hmm.
now currently, but
Uh, so it was mainly being around other cosplayers. Like my best friend cosplays, a number of other people I know cosplay, and I always liked the idea of it. But my problem was like I don't know who I want to dress up as. I don't know who I want to be. And I kept trying to think through it. I'm like, who would I even dress as? I don't know. And then I think back in when was my first? I think my first time doing a cosplay was 2018. I want to say I went. Yeah, it was 2018. There's this company out in Baltimore that do like all these different nerd type events, these nerd social events. And they one of them it was like a cosplay karaoke sort of thing. And
mm,
so I was like, you know what? I'll just do it. Let's just try it.
mhm.
So the first cosplay I ever did was Green Lantern, was a John Stewart Green Lantern. I had bought this suit from this company. This was before I understood sizing differences, you know. So I get the suit, and the suit is like very snug on me when I wear it. And I won't lie, like it made me a little body conscious.
Mm.
But I was like, well, I bought it and I don't have anything else to wear to this cosplay event. So like I have to go
Yeah.
and at least like be seen in it because I haven't, I did all this. And honestly, when I went, um, it I got so many compliments that it actually kind of helped to heal some of my own like like my body image issues in terms of like how I looked at myself. Because sometimes you can be really unkind to yourself when you think you don't look your best or whatever the case may be. So um, the compliments and everything from that just made me feel really good about myself, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need to try doing this again. And so I wore the same suit to a different convention. I got to be part of the DC Comics meetup at that convention, and again, a lot of compliments. A lot of people asked me where I got my suit from, where I got my ring from, whole nine. I was like, okay, I get the appeal of it now. I get it. I get it. I mean, it's just fun to like kind of take on the personality
Mhm.
of a character that you like and kind of embody them. And so from there, I kind of branched out and kind of just got ideas because I wanted to try my hand at doing characters, maybe not that everyone knew, or that not that everyone did, but
Mm.
doing ones that were important to me. So I'd say Knuckles was my favorite character. So excuse me, he was another early one that I did where I got a shirt made and I got a hoodie made for when it's colder outside, and I kind of alternate between that. It was kind of an upgrade from the version that I did in the Emeralds music video. The
Mhm.
version the for the Emeralds music video, I actually had those Knuckles like custom made from
Mm.
a friend of mine who makes cosplay props. Those were like much bigger than they should have been, but it worked out. Um, but yeah, so from there, I did Knuckles. Moon Knight is the most elaborate one that I did because that actually started as a DIY one.
Yeah.
If you go far back enough to 2019,
Mhm.
um, I got professional photos from Baltimore Comic Con of me in my Moon Knight suit. But that was when I had like a homemade like chest
Yeah.
plate, and it was an older version of it. Eventually, during the pandemic, I got custom pieces made. I got a custom chest piece made. I got the staff made. I got the moon belt made, and I really upgraded it because I was like I really want to do it right. Moon Knight is my favorite Marvel character, so I was like I want to do this right, especially because I know there's not a lot of Moon Knight cosplays at the time.
Mhm.
But also, I knew the TV show was coming, and once the TV show happened, there were going to be a lot of Moon Knights out there. So I was like, let me at least get out here and do it once before the big explosion of Moon Knight ends up being kind of everywhere. And then from there, it's just been just kind of a labor of just finding characters that either resonate with me or like I get a good idea for. I've done Black Clover. I've done Asta from Black Clover. I actually have Asta's sword.
Mhm.
If I can't reach it. But I've done Asta's sword from Black
Mm.
Clover.
Mm.
Oh, wow, that is heavy. Uh, that's because it's an actual sword.
Oh, okay, I see.
So it's like it's heavy. It's super heavy, and I've never brought this to an actual convention and whatnot. But I did do a little shoot with myself in my costume with my sword and whatnot.
Mm.
But yeah, cosplay has just shown itself to be just like a really fun thing to do. Like I said, embodying the characters. Like I said, it did wonders for a lot of my body image issues. It was a good way to also connect with other people that are fans of whatever whoever I'm dressed as.
Mhm.
And much like making videos on TikTok, it allowed my creativity to kind of come out in a way that is not my usual. Like my wheelhouse is very much podcasting and music. I very easy. But sometimes you get ideas for things and it's like, oh, well, why don't I try that? In fact, during the pandemic, I would do skits as my cosplay like in my costumes, and that would help. One, it helped people to find me, and it was
Yeah.
like another way for me to use my creativity that wasn't just making songs or doing podcasts or writing in general.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it's fun that you get to do all these different things on top of the
Mm.
music. I feel like
Yeah,
it just helps out. I feel like I feel like for your inner nerd as well, because
100%.
between the cosplay, but then even with the podcast, because you get to talk about all different topics. It's not just anime. I think I've seen like things in Marvel and
Yeah.
DC, different movies like within like the geekdom space,
Hmm.
anime, comics, manga. Like I've seen like a plethora of things.
Yeah.
So like you're able to talk about those things while either put in the music or just having the other outlets. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I love it, and and truthfully, it is a healing thing.
hmm
Like even though I grew up the way I did, and I grew up kind of always being around this stuff, there was still always that pressure to like grow up,
mm
one
mm.
day, and to like at some point, I'm not gonna wear the Sonic shirt and the Chainsaw Man hat anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just wear regular clothes and do all
Mhm.
the. I'm gonna stop watching the cartoons, and I'm just like, but why? Like,
Like, but why?
like why? Why do I have to stop doing? Like, who made the rules? I I didn't make the rule. I didn't decide that. No one says I have to do that. So I'm just not. So much of trying to exist in this just exist. It's trying to strip you of like your joy and your happiness and the things that give you light. And it's like you need those things because those things also help you keep going. They're
Mhm.
inspiring, they're motivating, and they're fun. And like there's no reason growing up means that you need to get rid of the things that are true to you and that are meaningful to you, regardless of whether it's Sonic or a video game franchise or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And one of the questions I usually ask on the show is about
Sure.
like support in like, like the blurred slash black community,
Yeah.
especially like in our space, with
Hmm.
us loving what we love. And I asked, what have we done well so far, I guess you can say, to uplift and support each other? What can we do better to support and uplift each other and be more positive with each other in the community? Everybody has a different
Yeah.
response to that because they've been in a different
Yeah.
part of the space. So I just
Hmm.
asked because that's kind of what the show is about as well,
Yeah,
is like to get different opinions and see if we have the same opinions or different opinions. So
for sure. And thank you for making something like this because shows like this help as
mm,
well too.
yeah.
Like this is an example of of things being done right, supporting right,
Mm,
getting an opportunity to talk to other people, to engage. We are a community because we engage with each other. And honestly, the best way to support is by continuing to engage and be in community with other people. Having more spaces like BlurredCon that just happened, having more things that are tailor made for us to be able to come together, and and it has to be something that we are very intentional about too. Like if you want to support, then you have to actually do it. You have to buy people's merch or buy their comics, watch their shows, listen to their songs or their podcasts. Like you have to be very intentional about it. You I've done a good job on both my Instagram and a lot of my socials of like curating it so like I'm getting content from black folks who are making the stuff that I know that I want to see and making sure that I subscribe, making sure that I share it with people that I know might like it. Most people who are in my circle know me as like a plug because I'm constantly just being like, "Hey, I saw this podcast about this person that is talking about this," or hey, there's this anime paint and sip, down like you should go check that out. That seems like it'd be really cool. And like that's what I think that it's going to take more being intentional. Like showing up is good, and showing up if all you can do is show up, that
mhm.
is good. But if you have the capacity to do more in terms of engaging with people's content, because we're all fighting algorithms to get seen, to try to get views. We're all fighting for eyeballs out here on especially on social media. So it is just being very intentional about that. And I would say, like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Just as long as whatever that thing is not harmful to people or the community, just let it exist over there and just engage with the stuff that you like. We spend a lot of time talking about stuff that we don't like, that we just stuff that we hate, and for the most part, there can be good that comes from that, but it's much more meaningful to talk about the stuff you do like. Like if I talk about rappers I don't like, I can't tell you about the ones that I do. If I tell you about movies and shows that I don't like, I can't tell you about the ones that I actually do. So I think within the space we could do more of a job of like, hey, I see things all the time that I'm like, okay, that is not for me. It's for someone, but it's not for me. I'm gonna engage with the stuff that I know that I like, and I'm gonna support it all regardless. I'm gonna support it all regardless, but really just being very intentional about engaging with the people in our community, and hopefully more people can follow suit because that is going to help. That is going to help this thing just continue to grow. I think that's why BlurredCon grows every year More people are learning about it, discovering it. Word of mouth is still powerful, and it continues to grow every year. Those of us being able to just connect with each other in a very real way.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And thanks for your input on that. That's
Yeah.
true, where we have to be active, but I think people misunderstand like the active. Like
Mm-hmm.
we know the optimal is to like, buy or
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
this and do that. But I think some people forget that even if you can't do that,
Yeah. There's other
like there's
ways.
other ways. I think like that's something that we have to remember to do something. Or because I know somebody said on the show the other day, or I've said it before. Not everything's gonna be your cup of tea, but like
Mm-hmm.
I've had moments because I vend and I do
Mm-hmm.
stuff, or like money is tight. I can't buy it
Yeah.
obviously, but like
Same. Yeah.
I'll take a card, or I'll be like, okay, I'll share, or if I have followed them after the fact and I share with people that I think might be interested, like
Yeah.
those things, because we're not saying that like everything you're gonna be into, but somebody else might be into it. So
Yeah.
just like pass it along. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of that. Just walking through the vendor hall yesterday, there were a few people. I took cards, and I undertook photos of different vendor stands, because I was like, hey, I know you couldn't be here, but like you should look this person up. Their stuff is dope. You would probably really like this, and just like stuff like that. Just like I said, we're all fighting algorithms, and we're fighting for eyeballs out here. So any little thing, even just a share, even just a share on socials, like can make the difference. Because again, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah, really. You
You
don't know
can
who's watching.
you can really make or break, someone's business or podcast or whatever the case may be, by simply sharing it, and the right person gets to come across it.
Yeah, that's definitely actually really factual, because you never know. You really don't know who's watching. You really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, do you know that person? I'm like, why do you want to know who I am? I'm just, I'm just
I'm just a nobody. Yeah, I'm just a person over here on TikTok, on socials. You want to follow me?
yeah.
Cool, dope.
And I wanted to ask, what are some of the goals that you have for like, music, everything you're doing in your like content creation?
So my big goal for this year, so coming into 26,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of alluded this with releasing Dead Roses. I was like, I wanted to challenge myself to put it out. For the year, my goal has been, I'm not gonna just make things and sit on it. I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm not gonna hold back anymore. Like there's nothing good comes from making a thing and holding it. So my goal for this year is largely to release as much music as possible. So between the solo stuff, between the band stuff, I am just like, when stuff is done and I make art for it, I'm gonna throw it up on socials and just try to get it out there. And I'm also branching out and doing other genres as well. I'm working on a hip house project, working on a J-pop and hip hop project,
Mm.
um, and I'm really just kind of, like I said, just making a lot of different things. I'll tease this right now.
Yeah.
I have a song that'll be coming out probably in another month or two. That's called All Might. That's going to be the next song from me that comes out. The song I'm most excited for people to hear, because it's going platinum in my headphones right now, is a song I wrote called "For Those Who Come After," which
Mm.
is about Expedition 33,
Mm.
which that game was. Yeah, that was my 2025 obsession. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That was my obsession, and I really just wanted to write it. I wanted to write something about it, so I ended up making this really cool Afrobeat song about Expedition 33. So that'll be coming out probably in another month or two.
Okay.
That stuff will be on my socials. Like I'll have dates for that stuff
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's mainly just to release a bunch of music. Getting back into doing my actual podcast, The Overflow.
Yeah.
I've mostly just been using it to talk about the conventions I've been going to. So I'm doing one for BlurredCon. I'll do one for KatsuCon. I'll be at AwesomeCon this weekend, so I'm doing another one for that. But I want to get back into actually doing interviews with people because like
Mm.
I was doing something. I was doing stuff like this a couple years ago, where it's like I know some really cool people doing cool stuff. I want to feature them so that other people can know that hey, they do cool stuff. Listen to them. So I want to get back to doing that and also just talking about the things that I love. Again, don't fight the solution. I know I like doing this thing. I should do the thing instead of being mad at myself for having not done the thing. And now all this time has passed. So, so I plan to get back into doing regular episodes of the Overflow.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, originally I wasn't planning to do a lot of live shows this year. I really was going to take a break.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I really was. I was going to take a break. Um, because I thought I was distracting myself by focusing so much on doing live stuff that I wasn't putting anything out to go with it. But um, I just got a really good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I will be performing at Philly Otaku Fest
Oh
in in a month.
yeah! All right.
I don't know what dates. I just got that email yesterday.
Okay.
So I will have a flyer and stuff for that kind of coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just more opportunities like that. Like I'm just keeping the door open for collaboration, making more content, getting back on socials, making stuff for TikTok and Instagram, like more short form stuff, YouTube as well, and really, just being just leaning into creativity more than anything. Yeah, just really leaning into that. And I would say the last thing I'm also going to be doing for this year, if this won't come out this year, this is just something I work on. So if anyone sees this and wants to ask me about it, you can hold me accountable to make sure I do this. But as I mentioned earlier, I was a writer. I was writing stories before I was doing music.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I've been like loosely working on a fantasy novel for a couple years now, and I have done a bunch of character designs, and I have certain plot things figured out. And now I'm like, I need to actually just write it. I need to write it. I need to just write the thing. It's not enough for me to just have the concepts and the ideas. I need to write it. My one thing is, are you familiar with the band Coheed and Cambria?
I think so. Yeah.
So Coheed and Cambria do this thing where their entire discography is based on their graphic novel, The Armory Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I would like to do something like that, where I use my music to tell a story of my cast of characters. And I, funny enough, have written two songs like in that, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to continue down that way or if I just want a regular novel, just write something straightforward. But that's something I'm also going to be working on a great deal this year, and hopefully try to pressure myself into actually just doing the thing. But all of the other things are a bit more immediate. So more music and podcasts are things that I'll definitely be doing, and being at cons because cons are fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to say congratulations on Philly Taco Fest. I got happy because like I started vending with them when they first started.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to go last year because the last 2 years, this year and last year,
Mm-hmm.
it's around the time of my mom's birthday. So I kind of have to
Mm.
make a choice and be like,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe I should stay home. But hopefully I pray I can go next year because they are a very amazing
yeah,
like convention, like for them being only a few years old. I think it was like 2023. I
yeah. I
think
think I think
it was
23 was that
was the
first year.
first one.
Yeah.
That's one I always want to go to, besides these 2 years. So I definitely
Mm-hmm.
suggest people go to that, and
Yeah,
you're gonna have a fun time. You're gonna have a
yeah,
very fun time.
yeah. I went in 24. I think I went.
Hmm.
Yeah, 2024. I went and I had a blast. It was very fun. I talked to a lot of vendors in there. I watched a little bit of the gaming tournament they had. I was like, oh, this is dope. They're like, this is a really dope opportunity because I actually lived in Philly for a brief moment, and I
Hmm.
was trying to figure out. I'm not saying this as a pun, but like literally, where are the weebs at here? Like, I know we're out here, but like, where are we at? um, and so like being able to go for the time I did was really dope. And even though I'm not in Philly anymore, like I still want to go and support because I love more stuff like that popping up, and it was a good time.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the last questions I'm going to ask is, how has this journey, you've been doing it for a while, how has it helped you as a person?
I mean, it's kept me really grounded and again humbled me in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Again, 14-year-old me would have never imagined I'm getting interviewed on YouTube, that my music is getting heard,
Yeah.
my music is getting heard all over, that I've performed at the legendary Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. I've done the Howard Theater
Mm.
twice.
Hmm.
And I've been on the same stage as like legends like Diana Ross and Earth, Wind and Fire, Patti LaBelle.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I've been on the same stage that they were on. I've been in their green rooms. Like that is a wild thing to me, but it's kept me very humble and motivated to just like, yeah, like it's, so even when my depression is like, hey, no one cares, you should stop. I have good stuff. I've accomplished so much, and that keeps me going, and it's served as like a great outlet for me to be able to just express myself and learn how to communicate and like just say the things that I want to say, and not just kind of keep everything to myself. It's been great because I've found so much community. I've
Hmm.
met some wonderful people. I've met some really amazing people, share some amazing spaces with people that I'm not sure we would have crossed paths otherwise. But some of them saw me on stage and we talked a bit afterwards. Some of them we just ran into each other at different events and got to talk. Like it's been wonderful and just kind of helping me to not be so isolated and to kind of understand that there's more people like me out here. I went to Warp Tour last year, and the singer of Hawthorne Heights says something that resonated with me that I think is also very indicative of my answer to this, which is for all those days and nights when I sat feeling so alone and sad and not knowing, not knowing that there were others out here, discovering the thing that I do has put me around so many people that has let me know that I was actually never alone. I was not
Hmm.
alone even before I knew these people, and I'm not alone now that I know these people now. It's been just a wonderful, wonderful journey and just helping me to grow and be a better person, to learn my shortcomings, and to also get to learn from a lot of just amazing people who are also out here doing really cool things and maybe taking some of their things so I can kind of help myself continue to build and grow and learn too. So it's been amazing. It's been the journey hasn't always been easy, but it's been wonderful.
That's awesome.
I
And
feel I was just saying I feel like Luffy. I'm getting to my gear 2, gear 3. I'm
period.
just I'm just I'm just I'm just learning. I'm
Period.
just learning.
Period. I like how you ended that with the Luffy. That works out.
I
You
had to.
just get into the next gear, you know.
Exactly.
But again, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Of
Hopefully,
course.
you had a good time.
I had a great time. This was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it. So I just want to give you this time now to plug in where you want people to, listen to your music,
Hmm.
see everything that you're up to, and what, shows that you may have coming up next.
Okay, sure. So I'm MC Brooks on all my social media, underscore MC Brooks on Instagram, but MC underscore Brooks pretty much everywhere else. TikTok, um, Twitter, Threads, Spaces, all that good stuff. Look up MC Brooks, you'll find me. And once you find it, you'll also find my link tree. My link tree has links to all of my everything. That's where you'll find my Bandcamp, where you can purchase all of my music. My music is on every streaming platform: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, you name it. It's YouTube Music. It's everywhere. So you can find me there. GreatGeekRefuge.com is where the podcast is. We're not on Spotify, but we're everywhere else you get podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. so on and so forth. Any one of those places will be good as far as finding my content. And like I mean, I'm on Threads a lot as far as engaging. Not Twitter as much anymore, but I'd say Threads and TikTok are probably like the best places to engage. I repost. I'm getting back into the habit of making content again. So yeah, and like I'm not much of a debater, but I'm happy to talk about whatever anyone would like to talk about. So yeah.
That's awesome. So definitely, like you said, make sure you follow them on everything that they're on. Listen to their music. If you're in the area, go to one of their many festivals or events that they're gonna be at. And I do appreciate you guys for, well, first of all, because the content that I posted, the way y'all supported it, I really do appreciate it from BlurCon. Anybody, because that has watched the show and was at BlurCon or just in any of the spaces from doing AnimeInkArt, and y'all reached out to me or you recognized me, or apparently a few people asked for me, like that's something that like I in my head it's like I'm just here,
Yeah.
like existing.
Yeah.
But like that type of like love and support like in person like that,
Hmm.
especially with a convention like BlurCon, I get to meet a lot of people that either has been on the show and stuff like that. So it's kind of a reminder, to keep going. So particularly this year, I just want to say thank you to you guys for like the support. Whether you were at BlurCon but you missed me and then you like reached out to me via DM, or like we did meet each other in person, you shared the stories and stuff like that, or engaged in the like from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate that. Like it means a lot to me. Like it reminds me that like is some impact that you have in the community. So I just want to say that first. For those who may not know what I do, hi, my name is Lizzie. My brand is AnimeInkArt, which is something that we're trying to get back to in terms of more art, because we create like anime inspired art. We traditionally draw and we digitally edit it. It's kind of become like a style doing that in a sense. And we have our Shopify store where we have items. We have our Redbubble store that we still use, where we have our items. And we also do take on commissions. So if anybody wants commissions, just let me know. Also, we're going to try, after some things we have to take care of, to vend more. But by the end of mid-year or into next year, as well as we'll try to be going to DreamCon slash Anime NYC. And yeah, so definitely. Also, I do cosplay as well now. For people that are new and they may have not have known, they probably seen from BlurCon, when I get the chance, I do cosplay. It started off as a way to promote what I was drawing. That's how it started. Closet cosplay, maybe half of the character for you to know what it is, and then I just wanted to keep going when I could, get better at it and everything like that. So shout out to Talking Noir. We are affiliates with them. They make mystery boxes for the black nerd community. They collab with a lot of like black artists, comic book writers, authors, the content creators to get these mystery boxes to you. So if you use code AnimeInkArt, you'll get free shipping off of your order. If you missed the last few boxes, I feel sorry for you, but they have their Mystery Noir box that I think is this month, and they're gonna have more boxes. It's like a quarterly boxes that they have, and they've also collaborated with other, comic book companies. So definitely, please check out Midnight Comics, because we're also helping them promote their Kickstarter. We were doing it before BlurCon, but during BlurCon on March 6th, their Tales from Midnight 5-year omnibus came out. It's a 655-page anthology of all the comics that they've done in the past 5 years. The goal is, if they reach their Kickstarter goal, they'll be able to get more stories out to you, hopefully every month. That's like the goal that they have. So definitely support them. As well as we do, we were the cosplay model for Otaku Noir, where my cosplay is black. I always thank them for that, as well as the grant recipient for Blurs Unite. Shout out to them. Hopefully we get to do more in the future, as well as we now work for Critical Care Comics. So that's an organization that started in Las Vegas. They have one in South Carolina and New York. So basically what we do is that we have regular volunteers, which is me, because that's the one time I don't have to like do extra stuff, so I don't mind. And I have to travel with things, so that's the other thing. But we bring toys and comics to children in hospitals. No matter which, no matter which chapter it is. And in New York, we go to a hospital called Jacobi Hospital, so we have those that dress up as Marvel and DC characters, and they go, door to door, different parts of the hospital, and to give kids, comics and toys to the kids, because they don't have anywhere to go sometimes, or sometimes they have to stay there for long periods of time. So if you want to be part of Critical Care Comics, just check out on Instagram or go to www.criticalcarecomics.com and definitely sign up to be a part. We do need more people in the New York chapter, and I mean, I don't think I forgot anything, but honestly, like we do a lot of side quests sometimes. So
Yeah,
definitely, if
be
you
like
wanted,
that.
yeah, be like that. So definitely, whether you want to watch the show, to be honest, whether you want to see whatever I randomly get into as a side quest, that's what I'm gonna call it at this point. Definitely, check out Anime Inkart one. You have the link tree. The link tree has everything that you need. You can join the broadcast channel. I share my posts there. Sometimes when I get a chance, I talk to you guys. And we also have the Anime Inkart Live one page on Instagram. And yeah, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's free to do. And I definitely would appreciate it, because that's just where the show is going to be. If you enjoy the show, you'll enjoy the YouTube channel. So with that, we're signing off. We're gonna have more shows since I'm not gonna be traveling for a bit. We're gonna have more shows, and if you want to be on the show, definitely reach out to us via DM on Instagram. So with that, we're signing out. Bye, guys.
Bye.